If you've never made your own cinnamon raisin bread, this recipe is going to be the one that destroys store-bought for you. To begin, combine 2 1/3 cups or 300 grams of bread flour with 3 1/4 teaspoons or 2.3 grams of instant dry yeast in the bowl of your mixer. And when I say instant dry yeast, I don't mean active dry yeast. And yes, there is a difference. Allow me to explain. Instant yeast has fine particles and dissolves instantly, hence why you can mix it directly into the flour. Active dry yeast has larger granules and needs to be activated in warm water before using. If you mix active dry yeast directly into the flour, you'll notice the proving time will be a lot longer, and you might even find undissolved granules in the dough. Now that you got your yeast lesson, and hopefully you won't pick the wrong one moving forward, let's get back to the recipe. Into the mixer bowl, add 3/4 of a cup or 180 milliliters of milk at room temperature, 2 tablespoons or 28 grams of softened butter, 2 tablespoons or 25 grams of sugar, 1 egg at room temperature, and 1 1/4 teaspoons or 7 grams of salt. Mix on low speed for 4 minutes, giving the sides of a bowl a scrape down early on. Enriched dough like this loves to hide dry flour up along the edges. Then bump it up to a medium for another 4 minutes. At the last minute, add 1/3 cup or 48 grams of raisins, letting them fold their way through the dough. In the final 30 seconds, add 1 1/4 teaspoons or 3 grams of ground cinnamon, mixing it just enough to streak it through, not blend it all the way. You actually want to see a swirl start forming already. When the dough is finished mixing, it should feel slightly soft under your hands and a little sticky, almost like it's relaxing into itself. Now comes the waiting game. Add the dough into a greased bowl, cover it, and let the dough proof until it's nearly doubled. This will take about an hour, though your kitchen's warmth will nudge that time a little. Once it's puffed nicely, you're ready to shape your loaf. But first, lightly grease your loaf pan that you'll use to bake off the bread. Combine 3 tablespoons or 38 grams of brown sugar with 1 3/4 teaspoons or 5 grams of ground cinnamon for your sweet swirl inside. And make an egg wash by combining 1 egg and a splash of milk and beating those together. Now back over to the dough. Plop it out onto a very lightly floured surface and roll it out with a lightly floured rolling pin into an even rectangle, roughly 8 inches or 20 centimeters wide by 12 inches or 30 centimeters long. Then brush it lightly with egg wash. Sprinkle the cinnamon sugar evenly across the surface. This is the part that turns into that ribbon of sweetness once it's baked. Roll the dough up along the long side, working under your palms to form a tight cylinder. Keep even pressure and your hands flat and parallel to the counter. Place the dough seam side down into your greased loaf pan. It'll spring back on itself slightly and settle in snugly. The top with egg wash, then proof it covered until the dough fills the pan and springs back slowly when you touch it, but does not collapse on you. This will rest for about 1.5 to 2 hours, so be patient with it. Right before it goes into the oven, brush the loaf again with egg wash for that deep golden shine. Bake at 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 191 degrees Celsius for 25 to 30 minutes, or until the crust turns a deep, rich brown. After you pull this dough out of the oven, pull it from the pan right away so it doesn't sweat in there, and let it cool completely on a rack before you cut into it. That cinnamon swirl running through the center is what makes this bread worth the wait. Soft crumb, a sweet ribbon through the middle, and a crust with real color on it. If you want more bread recipes just like this, be sure to check out my burger buns video, which will show up in just a second. But other than that, I'll see you on the next recipe.